I'd like to call the regular monthly meeting to order, please. Will you please rise for prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, we pray that you instill within each of us this evening the wisdom to make decisions that are in the best interest of the children of our school district. Keep us mindful of the enormous responsibility that we have to each of our young charges, and help us to support each of our students, our teachers, and our administrators to the best of our abilities. These things we ask in your name.
Amen. Mr. Smith, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Ms. Foche.
Mrs. Acevedo? Here. Mr. Campbell? Here. Mrs. Kraft? Here. Mr. Egan? Mrs. Lemoyne has been caught in traffic,
Right.
and she's trying to get here. Mrs. Dysart? Here. Mr. England?
Here.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Mr. Smith? Here. Mr. Warner?
Here.
Mrs. White? Here.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Foche. Item number 4, community concerns. Ms. Benizak, did anybody sign up, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, motion, item number 5, motion to incorporate the minutes of the February 2019 General Committee meeting into the minutes of the February 2019 monthly meeting. Have a motion by Mr. Warner, second by Mr. Smith. Any questions or comments? Please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Okay. Item number 6, motion to approve the following minutes. Special meeting from October 23rd, 2018, as published on November 2nd, 2018.
So moved.
Have a motion by Ms. Dysart, second by Mr. Campbell. Any questions? Comments? If none, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Motion to approve the regular monthly meeting from October 23rd, 2018, as published on February 1st, 2019. Have a motion by Ms. Acevedo, second by Ms. White. Any comments? Questions? Please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Motion to approve the special meeting from November 27, 2018, as published on February 1st, 2019.
So moved.
Have a motion by Mr. Smith, second by Ms. Kraft. Comments? If none, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Motion to approve the regular monthly meetings from February 27, 2018, as published on February 1st, 2019.
So moved.
Have a motion by Mr. Warner, second by Ms. Dysart. Any questions, comments? Please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Motion to approve the special meeting minutes from December 11, 2018, as published on February 8, 2019. Have a motion by Mr. Long, second by Mr. Campbell. Any questions or comments? If not, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Okay. Motion to approve the regular monthly meetings minutes from December 18, 2018, as published on February 8, 2019.
So moved.
Have a motion by Ms. Dysart, second by Mr. Smith. Ms. Dysart, you have it.
At this time, I just would like to thank Ms. Benazak, who has been wonderful with keeping up the minutes, very timely. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Dysart. She does a great job on that. We all appreciate it. Welcome. Any other comments or corrections? If not, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Going to item number 7 is the review of performance contracts appointments. This was for your information.
Right, just an informational item for the renewal of the administrative contracts.
And we're blessed to have these people.
Absolutely.
That's right. Okay. Okay, item number 8, review of personnel changes for February 2019. This is for information only.
Right, as you can see, there are 3 additions from the committee meeting. Again, informational purposes as we transfer some people in our support positions, as well as fill whatever vacancies we have.
Any questions for Ms. Dysart?
Mr. England, just a comment. I see that Susan Schwab is retiring, and I just want to wish Susan a very happy retirement, and thank you for your years of service with us, and also Charmaine Miller. We appreciate all of your years with the St. Paul Parish School System, and happy retirement to both. Thank
I
you.
agree 100% on that. Thank you. Mr. Long?
Yeah, Ms. Voce, so from newspaper articles, I hear there's a shortage of teachers. Are we having problems also in filling positions?
There is definitely a shortage of teachers in not only in the entire metropolitan area, but in the state of Louisiana and in the country itself. We are very fortunate that we've got we're one of only 3 school systems that can offer our own teacher certification program, so that helps at some point, and we are advertising for a group to start next year with that. People who may be interested in teaching as a second career, who meet minimum qualifications that we have posted, that we are trying to work with to bring into the profession. These people would go through intensive training over the summer months and continuing on in their first year in the classroom with us. But the bottom line is the teacher preparation programs from the colleges and the universities are not producing the necessary number of graduates, especially in the secondary areas. We have a tremendous shortage in middle and high school math, science, and then in special education teachers from K through 12. These are great professions for young people to go into that we would encourage to seriously consider education as a career pathway as they enter college. But part of the reality is, with the economy getting better and such, the teacher pay issue is a very real issue, not only in our school system, but throughout the rest of the metro area, the state, and the country. So whatever we can do to raise pay for our teachers is going to help us then to make the profession more attractive to our young people. And I know that the governor is trying to put into his executive budget a pay raise of $1,000 a year for teachers, $500 for support people, and we're hoping that we as a school system, I know that an action that this board took a couple of weeks ago, which would have some additional revenue coming into the school system, we're earmarking for employee pay raises for next fall. That's your direction. And we're hoping that we can put some kind of a package together locally, but it's going to be very difficult, very difficult to do. And we're hoping that people not only in the community but throughout the state realize the importance of what our teachers do each and every day, and that we've got to make it more financially attractive to come into the profession.
And I'm sure a lot of the mandates that come out of the state and with accountability and all factors into young graduates' decision on whether to pursue teaching careers.
There are some, extra constraints that have been, I think, put on teachers, some that require a tremendous amount of additional paperwork, a tremendous amount of additional documentation. A lot of people feel that we're being papered to death, if that's an expression, and taking away really from quality instruction time with some of the mandates that we have to do. So that's not the most palatable task for people who are oriented to be in the service profession, to help children and to give of themselves. That's sort of a task that they're not quite as well suited to or really care to do, but is being more and more mandated by the state.
Well, it's nice to hear we're doing everything we can to attract teachers to our system. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else for Ms. Foche? Yeah, Ms. Dyson?
Yes, Ms. Foche, what is the deadline to apply for the teacher certification program? Or is there a deadline, or is it just until we get X amount to enter?
Well, we've put an initial deadline of March 5th, which is fast approaching. We give a little leeway if people, because there are, not only do we have to review transcripts and look at standardized test scores, these teachers or potential teachers have to take and pass a national teacher assessment test called the Praxis. And there are several parts of it that they have to do prior to us admitting them to the program. One of the biggest things they have to do with this Praxis test is to pass the content area, because the only way they can enter the program is if they show that they have the knowledge of the subject area. So if we're talking about a math teacher, they have to pass a national math assessment in the Praxis. If it is a science teacher or an English teacher, because we take them in with the understanding that they know the content. And what we do then is help them to become good teachers. We teach them the pedagogy, the strategies, how to work with children, how to teach children, which is an art in and of itself. So we have to make sure that they know the content that we wish them to teach, and then we will help them through professional development become good teachers. So the first deadline is March the 5th. As we've done the postings, we've asked people who may be interested in it, please to call us. We have the number there. Dr. Raviota is in charge of the program. He sits down with each person, explains everything to them, and maps out a pathway for them. There's a minimum grade point average that they already have to have their college degree, and they have a minimum GPA of a 2.5 undergraduate with their bachelor's degree. We cannot even talk with them if their GPA is not at least a 2.5 from college. And then they have to demonstrate the knowledge of the content area. Then we can work with them from that point. So anyone interested out there, or the next cohort group that we would begin with this summer, you've got to really immediately contact us, and we can work you through the process on an individual basis.
And
Thank you, Ms. Foche.
One follow-up, Cliff. The bachelor's degree you mentioned, it doesn't have to actually be in the teaching profession, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
It can be a bachelor's degree. If it was in the teaching profession and they already had their certification, then we could take them in as a regular teacher. This would be a college degree in something other than education. They've got to have the required GPA, and then they've got to take the Praxis exam to demonstrate their knowledge of the content area.
Okay, thank you.
Well, let me ask you this, Ms. Foche, as far as, do we send out a notification to the teachers at each school so they can get into this certification?
The teachers that we already have who are certified, they're aware of the program. If they have people that they know
Right, that's what
who may wish to enter the program, yes, they are aware of it.
Okay.
They know that. We have it posted on our website. We have it posted on our school system Facebook page. We put it in the newspaper as well. Many of you may have seen the advertisement that we put in to the paper talking about the program. So we're trying to get the word out to everyone who may have interest that it's available, and we are good teachers, so we could be excellent teachers
That's
of
right.
potential teachers.
Right.
And we feel that we can do a very good job in preparing them with the appropriate instructional strategies that they're going to need to become effective in the classroom.
Thank you, Ms. Foche. Anyone else from Ms. Foche? Okay, if not, we'll move on to item number 9, motion to approve the revision of the St. Bernard Parish School Board Policy Manager. This was a recommendation by the committee. So, motion by Mr. Smith, second by Mr. Campbell. Any comments? Because y'all had some time to look at that. If not, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Item number 10, motion to approve the administration's request for permission to advertise for bids for spices and seasoning, Class 2, cereal, dry beans and crackers, Class 3, frozen food, Class 5, meats and meat products, Class 6, poultry and eggs, Class 7, seafood products, Class 8, canned goods, Class 9. This was a recommendation by the committee. So moved by Ms. Fraxford, second by Mr. Warner. Okay. Any questions? Please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Item number 11, motion to approve the administration request for permission to advertise for bids for milk. This was a recommendation by the committee. So we have a motion by Ms. Acevedo, second by Mr. Long. Any questions? Please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Okay. Move on to item number 12, motion to approve the administration request for permission to advertise for bids for bread. This was a recommendation by the committee. It was discussed at that time. Ms. White? Okay. Mr. Warner? Okay, so motion by Ms. White, second by Mr. Warner. Any questions? Please cast your votes.
Motion passes 10-0.
Okay. Item 13, items to be placed on the agenda for next committee meeting. You have up to 5 days, or just give me a call, give Ms. Foche a call, Ms. Benazak a call, and we'd be glad to put it on the agenda, as far as that goes. And also, now we'll move on to item number 14, superintendent's comments. Ms. Foche.
Just that we're having a very good week academically. Our students, our middle school students are leaving for their beta convention this week. It seems like, as we talked about last week, we've got all the different levels who have attended, and this week it's the middle school's turn. They'll be going to Lafayette for that conference. Next week will be our last week before the Mardi Gras holiday. Our kids will be involved in parades, I guess, and celebrating the season. So with that, we're looking forward to the end of next week so that we've got a week to celebrate Mardi Gras, head into Ash Wednesday, and then come back to school refreshed for the last, the last leg before we begin the statewide assessments.
You're starting to fly by, huh?
I tell you.
And also, next month, we're going to have academic games coming from the board.
Yes, so on the 12th, we'll have the academic games team. Their last local tournament is this Friday, right? Yes, this Friday, at which point we'll have the group that will be representing us this year in Orlando, and they'll be coming on March the 12th for us to introduce them to everyone prior to their departure.
That'd be great. And the Special Olympics, that's next month also, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
don't have the exact date
Date?
with me right
Right.
now tonight, but it's on, like I said, it's on the website, it's on the calendar
Right.
as well.
The 19th?
The 19th? I'm not sure.
It could be, I don't know the date right now.
Okay. But it'll be advertised for the public to come see.
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
great, because that's a special event.
And it's on our calendar that we give out, at the
Right.
beginning of the school
Right.
year, so that parents and everyone receive that and can follow it, follow these special events.
Oh, yeah, it's something special. Okay, anyone else? Mr. Campbell?
Yeah,
the chorus is putting on Guys Dolls this weekend, and I'm hearing it's gonna be great.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Campbell. I almost forgot about that. Thursday night, Friday night, and Sunday afternoon. They're not performing on Saturday, hopefully, because the Nemesis Parade will roll on Saturday, weather permitting. And so they'll be at 7 p.m. Thursday night and Friday night, 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday, and then they're going to do an additional performance during the school day for some of the students as well. It'll be Guys and Dolls. I expect it to be, as usual, an excellent production, and I'm looking forward to seeing it myself.
Right, that's great.
So anybody out there, tickets are available. Check on the website. You can do and purchase tickets online, as well as at the high school itself.
Okay.
Thank you,
Anyone
Mr.
else?
Campbell. Yes,
Mr. Campbell?
I move we adjourn.
Okay. Have a motion by Mr. Hill, second by Mr. Estefado. All in favor? This meeting is adjourned. Good night. Have a good weekend.